Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we have another episode of Southside Struggles, the Chicago White Sox rebuild series. Before we get in the videos, I just want to thank each and every one of you taking the time to view all these videos and stuff like that. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to drop a like and subscription down below and turn on the notifications if you want to see or want to be notified when the next videos drop. Without further ado, let's get right into it. So in the last episode, we got through the month of August and we were able to take on the Giants with Crochet. And a player-like moment, he shoved an absolutely good 6 2/3 innings, held him to 1 run. We were able to win the game by 1 after that big 9th inning. In this video, we're going to get to September call-up. So we have 2 extra spots on our active 28-man, well, 26, now 28-man roster. So it's going to be an interesting time. We're going to have a lot of player changes around the team here the next few days. So I've been wanting to get Drew Thorpe up to the majors. He's kind of cold right now. He's 5-10. Strikeouts to inning ratio is pretty good. Strikeouts to walks, not terrible. His ERA is below 4. Whips around 1.55, not great. Noah Schultz, similar issue. 186 whip, a little higher there. Not really dominant on limiting the hits and walks. So I'm not sure if I want to do those two guys. But then you look at Kai Bush. He's injured though. But he has a good whip, not a terrible ERA. Jairo Uriarte, the guy we had at the beginning of the season, is actually having a pretty good couple, a few games, 4 or 5, 6 or 7. I don't know how many that, 44. We can just look, I guess. So 6 games. So he's having good 6 games. But he kind of screwed us in the past. I'm not sure if I want to bring him up. So I think we're going to go with Drew Thorpe. He's our oldest prospect pitcher. I want to give him some time in the relieving. It's only going to be a month. It's not going to be anything crazy. We're not making the playoffs. So we're going to move Drew Thorpe. Got to add him to the 40-man, though. Means we're going to take some people off the 40-man. Don't take Jose Rodriguez. We can take Kevin Pillar, because I was going to cut him anyways. Going to release Kevin Pillar. We owe him some money, but who cares? He sucks. So that'll open a spot for Drew Thorpe to be added to the 40-man and brought up to the majors. Our next player. So I've just gone back and forth. I wonder if Cuero, is he on our 40-man? No, he's not on our 40-man. Corey Lee is, though. Yeah, this roster is just like, we don't have any of our top prospects on our 40-man, so we can't really bring any of them up easily. Our next player is going to be Colson Montgomery. I definitely want to bring Colson Montgomery up. Is he on the 40-man? No, he's not on the 40-man. Are we drunk? We're going to take Dominic Leone off. We're going to remove from the 40-man and put him through waivers to free up that spot for our future shortstop in Colson Montgomery. He's not having a great couple of weeks in AAA. He's only batting around 240. Does have 8 steals, 29 RBIs. We're going to move him up anyways. He's going to be starting for us next year. So we need to go ahead and get him up. And so he can have a little time before he hopefully has a breakout year next year. As Colson Montgomery gets the promotion to the majors. I'm so excited for what he's going to be able to bring to the team. I think he's just going to be super dominant over the next few years. I mean, his fielding's good. His contact and hitting and stuff can use a little work, but he's definitely working on that in the batting cage and stuff like that. So I'm so excited for that. And then our last player we're going to call up, which I would love to be able to call up more guys, but with how the 40-man set up, we're just going to wait till next season to get that figured out. But our last guy we're going to call up is Oscar Colas. Having a good year so far in AAA. 272 average, 16 homers, 53 RBIs, 16 steals. So that's not too bad at 430 at bats. He's looking pretty good so far. He's 69 overall. He's 25, so he's definitely getting old. We definitely want to get him up so we can, get him working towards the majors. Not sure if he'll make the majors fully next season. We already have a couple good right fielders that we're working around already, so it'll be interesting to see. But we're going to give him the promotion to the majors, and that should do well. Let me go ahead and figure out the AA and AAA, and I'll cut right back to it when I'm done. So yeah, getting back from rearranging our organization a little bit, we went over some of them, the bigger highlights before the little break, but you can see here the kind of the overall view of what we just did. We released Kevin Pillar. I'm not sure if I covered that. It's been a day or two since I recorded that last intro a little bit. Colson Montgomery has been promoted as well. Oscar Colas has been promoted. Something I didn't show, that we brought up Edgar Cuero to the major leagues for September, and we've optioned Martin Maldonado. He just wasn't performing to our standards really at any level or any time, you know, any month or whatever. So we kind of optioned him. He was getting old. He was losing a lot of overall and skills at various areas and stuff like that. So we really he just wasn't really working for us. And I mean, it's not like we are competing for a championship and he was, you know, a cornerstone in our lineup or anything. So I don't feel too bad about that. Something else, we brought up Samuel Zavala finally from Class A to Double A, so we'll see some stats on him just for the last few games of the season, and he'll probably start there next year. So that's really all I wanted to cover. If you want to pause it, you can see, you know, more of the, you know, in detail stuff, but that's just the high level stuff. So with the call up of our top prospect, which taking a look, I want to see where he is in the, so he's number 12. I think he was top 10 earlier in the season. So we've definitely dropped a few rungs on the ladder here, but he's number 12 on the top 100 prospects. He's the only one right now in the MLB in the top, in the top like 35. So hopefully he has a chance to perform here. So we're going to player lock as him in the first series. So I've done in the past, you know, just a few games or whatnot player locked, or just one game player locked as a player. But I want to see if I can get a full series and see how we do. So we're going to simulate through the Mets game, as they need to auto-fix those roster, auto-fix those lineups. Yeah, I'm not really too worried about that. There's only a couple games left of the season. I don't think our teams are really doing... The Barons actually are in second place right now with a winning record. That's not bad. And then the Charlotte Knights are in dire straits down there, but that is to be expected for our minor league team when we've put a lot of guys up. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and get into the Orioles series. Not the first game that Colson Montgomery will be playing, but it'll be the first full series as we get to a player like him. He's in the 8-hole. He had 3 at-bats against the Mets, and he was not able to get a hit. So hopefully we can change that here. As you can see, our slash lines for our lineup, 270 from Benintendi, doing pretty good. He's been on a trade block for most of the year. Have gone back and forth about trading him. We're paying him $15 million a year for the next 4 years. So he's a high dollar individual. I think he's our highest contract. So we may need to move him later on. But Colson Montgomery will get his first at bat here against the Orioles. Let's see if we can put something in play as we hit one to shortstop, and that will be out number 2 in the inning. Not terrible contact, 88 miles per hour off the bat. As Henderson makes the play. He doesn't have a mustache. I'm going to give his mustache. That was pretty funny. He grew it out so he didn't look like their other prospect. Can't think of his name. Jeez Louise, Jackson Holiday finally came to me as we swung at a strike there. Finally came to me. Jackson Holiday. He mentioned that in an interview that he changed his look. I mean, he grew a mustache out as we swing there. Strike number 3. That'll be strikeout. His first strikeout of the day. As we're down 4 runs already. But yeah, he mentioned in an interview that he grew it out so they looked a lot different. Because they do look very, very similar, especially with, you know, helmets and caps on and stuff. They both have long blonde hair, and so he grew out his mustache. Man, that high fastball is really killing me. It's killed me all year. I'm not able to get that bat head up there. So it's 0-2 count. We're going to try to contact swing here. Staying alive barely. Very late on that. As I call strike 3. That'll be his second strikeout of the day. As the Orioles win 6-1. John Means, I think he might have thrown him Maddox. Oh, no, I guess it's not a complete game shutout. But, yeah, I think he was like only 7 pitches in the 8th inning. That's pretty impressive. to say the least. So getting back into things in game 2 of the series with the Orioles. We went 0 for yesterday, 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts. We did have that one first hit. Again, we're going to start off today with a ground out to shortstop. Ooh, as that was a close play there at first. As they'll call him out on that. Pretty upset. I'd be upset his eyes weren't even open. As we get our first fielding opportunity with a runner on first. He's able to make the underhand play, and that will be a double play here in the bottom of the 5th as the score remains 0-0. Pretty good pitcher-dominated game today. Through 5 full innings and not a single run has been scored. Not bad. Not a great game to watch though if you're in the stands. Please don't strike out again. We have 8 top 100 prospects. That's cool. As you'll notice in the banner down there. As we have the top updated farm system with $162.5 million with Tampa Bay and Cincinnati following us. That's actually pretty cool. I've mentioned that before, but I love that banner down below that shows little tidbits throughout the game. It's pretty cool to see just like that stuff. Like I didn't know that. I don't even know if you can find that anywhere, like in the main menu or anything. So that's pretty cool to see. As a fast though cutter, as the cutter up and in gets us in our 3rd strikeout of the series, as Luis Robert Jr. hits a 2-run homer to put us up. We're going to cover second. Hopefully we can turn a double play. So a little slow as he's able to fire it over. That'll be a put out. A 4-6-3 double play. Another double play here. And I think back-to-back innings are relatively close. So we're coming up again. 3 strikeouts in the series. Just not having a good outing. Man. As the announcer mentioned, we're still looking for our first big league hit. Searching for it. Playing hide and seek with it. Oh, that cutter's so slow. That was a good pitch. Definitely a good pitch to take a hack at, but it's way too early. Yep, I'm miserable. It's not really his fault. Per se, he can't control when his timing is. That's on me. That's another strikeout. 4 strikeouts. I don't even want to know what his strikeout ratio is. As we get another play here in the infield, and that'll be another put out. Maybe we can go for a Golden Glove next year. 0-0. As Robert gets another home run, 2 home runs in one day, both 2 RBI homers, and he is back at it. Let's go. He's not had a great year, so I'm super excited. Chris Flexen goes 8, 0 earned, almost a full game shutout, but only able to go 8. But yeah, Robert is stepping it up here in September, it seems. Yeah, he's not had a great year, but he's able to turn it around there a little bit. As we are on to game 3. 0 for 6 so far in the series. 4 strikeouts. Strikeout rate of, he's had 3 attempts in the first game against the Mets. So I'm not exactly sure what his strikeout ratio is, but just this game alone, 67%. So that's not too hot. As we're going to try to turn the double play. We're not going to turn double play, but we'll get the, oh, we do not get the lead out at first. Oh, that's a, I don't think it's an error or anything, but not a great decision. I thought we had him. That 70 speed saved him a little bit. We just need to be a little bit more passive. He's number 12, yeah. Like we said, he's number 2 shortstop on the list. That's not bad. I'm just hoping he's going to be a good player for years to come. He's been good so far in Double-A. He was killing in Double-A. Triple-A wasn't the best start. But, it's not a terrible start. Man, I just really need... that was in the strike zone, so maybe not patience, not the right word, but timing needs to get a little better for sure. And that one I couldn't have swung at, so I don't know. Oh my God, man. Another strikeout. Just having a miserable series so far. Looking like Jackson Holliday in real life. Man, Jackson Holliday has had a terrible time. He's got 1 hit in like 6 or 7 games. He got like .03 average as we swing through one there. Was that yeah, that was good timing. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, he's having a miserable start to the year. I mentioned a few videos ago. Please fall. Thank goodness. I mentioned a few videos ago that Jackson Holiday got called up and I had faith in him. I still have faith in him. I think he's going to be a good player, but having a terrible start so far to his career. Another good timed upswing. He's not able to really do anything with it. As a ball straight down the middle with good timing and a contact swing doesn't produce a hit. As that'll be another fly, or just a fly out to the shortstop. So either strike out or hit the ball to the shortstop. There's no in between. As Robert Jr. gets another RBI, he gets a sac fly this time. And the White Sox are on top, 2-0. As we get another middle with good timing. That'll be a fly out to center. And that'll be another oath per day, it looks like, unless we get another chance. But we're in the 9 hole, so probably not. As Jimenez gets a 2 RBI double, and we're up 4-0. As Crochet is still in the game, only at 72 pitches here in the bottom of the 7th. Hopefully we can turn 2 and get him closer getting out of this inning, still unscathed. And that will be a double play, as Crochet has 2 down here with only 2 1/3 left to hopefully commit that full game shutout. We got another shot here, the last shot in the series unless they come back. And what do? We don't swing on a 3-0 count. Whatever the pitch is, we don't even need to look at it. Just cover your eyes, take your hands off the controller, and that'll be a walk. First major league walk. First major league walk there for Colson Montgomery. Not a hit, so unfortunate. But he was able to still get on base here in the top of the 9th with nobody out. As that one will fall. As the bases go loaded. Colas gets his first hit as a major leaguer, I do believe. Maybe we should have player locked as Oscar Colas. We may do that next series, or at least just do one game for him. As we're going to be going here. As he's not able to make the tag. And that'll be a sac fly, advancing the runners home and to third base. 5-0 here, White Sox. Looking to take the series as long as we can stay ahead, and we should be able to. I really hope we don't give up a 5 spot in the bottom of the 9th. Wouldn't be unfeasible. It's definitely happened to us before. This definitely happened this year. Oh, as Robert coming off a good game yesterday. He's 0 for 4, 0 for 3 at least. Yeah, it's 0 for 3. I'm not sure if that updated in time, but 0 for 3. The sac fly, though. As that one is made, dove on the ground to make that play, as that'll be out number 3. A good play there at second base. But we will take the victory as Crochet goes a full game shutout with 10 strikeouts, 5 walks. I'm surprised he kept his pitch count so low with 5 full walks. And only 2 hits, really close to having a no-hitter. That's a great game of him, as we do not get a single hit in 4 games. Well, 3 games with us, but 4 games in total for Colson Montgomery. So not a great debut so far. I don't want to send him down. He's definitely going to be our starter next year. So hopefully he can develop over the offseason and finish this year out strong. As we're just going to go ahead and simulate the way through the season. We're going to play some of the moments as it comes down, but I don't think we're going to have a long play in this series. We played the full series with Colson Montgomery, so I think that was good to see him. Maybe not good in terms of performance, but good to see our new call-up. We also got to see Oscar Colas get his first hit, so that was also pretty cool. As we strike out. No 3-run home run, as we will hang on to win the game. We're kind of we're a 3-game win streak, I think, unless I missed 1 game when we simulated. I think we're on a 3-game win streak. A little bit too late, but you know, still good. Hopefully we can end the season off on a good foot. Brevia has a chance to get the save with a runner. I think a save. Yeah, chance to get a save with a runner on second, 2 outs. Oh, as we get a call on the inside of the zone, and that'll be strikeout. That'll be a strikeout as we go on to win the game here in Boston, as he gets his 29th save of the year. And the White Sox are cooking. 4 of the last 5 we've won. Again, we're not going to do anything with it, but I would love to see us go on a little bit of a run to end the season, just to give us a little bit of confidence going into the offseason, possibly You know, it's going to be a long offseason, I'm sure, because we don't, you know, have really anything planned in terms of postseason play. But, you know, it would just be great to go into the offseason on a high. Possibly carry that into next year. Oh, he struck out there. Fortunate. I don't know why I swung at that. He's so small. The fastball kind of looks like it should be a strike on most people. Look at the movement on that pitch, man. Oh, jeez Louise. This thing comes in there and just turns on its head. Look at that. 101 miles an hour and just completely takes off. Looks like it's going high and then comes right down into the zone and moves to the right. Like, it's crazy. Oh, what am I swinging at? What am I swinging at? Oh, top prospect highlight. Look at that. 2.79. 40 Ks. 51 innings in AAA for Iriarte. I think our only chance really here is to walk in some earned runs. Like, we're not going to be able to hit. I would love to, as we walk here as well, I would love to see, like, all these little, like, all the little runners on the bottom. I would love to see that somewhere in the actual game. Like, that'd be so cool to be able to, like, oh, see, like a news article or something about the top prospects every so often. Just because, like, you know, searching for those stats and stuff is just kind of tedious. Oh, Colson, that would have been a amazing ball to take yard. Oh, just very early on it. As he does get a good rip at one, but that's going to be a fly out to right field, and that will be the end of the game. It wasn't a bad swing. Definitely got a little bit of loft on it, but just not enough to drive it out. As the Indians will take one in Chicago. As we are tied here in Los Angeles against the Angels, as Nicky Lopez will have a chance. And that's, again, going from Class A that throws 101 to that pitch, it just looks like a freaking slow ball coming in. As hopefully we're able to drive one in. Oh, should we send him? We should send him. No, we shouldn't. We shouldn't send him. We shouldn't send him. Yeah, he definitely would have gotten thrown out. 100%. Oh, yeah, and simulating a little bit. We simulated about a week without getting a moment. Luis Robert got injured, so that's fun. Only for a couple days. Ooh, as we get a nice little rip there by Eloy Jimenez, and that will drive in one run as we take the lead here in LA, baby. Good job, Eloy. That was a good way to rip it. As Colson Montgomery comes up again, not playing any of this. He's been able to. He's been showing up in, like, I think he's been in every single simulation or moment we played in. Maybe not every save, obviously not in that one, but. As we get a rip up the middle and Colson Montgomery. Oh. No, go back. I thought I was getting through, and then I saw he dove. I thought he caught it, so I didn't see the runner from second home. But he probably would have made it if I did. So I'm just happy Colson Montgomery gets another hit here in a big moment. I mean, he was able to put one in play. As Andrew Benintendi's at 997 hits so far in his career. Only 3 away from 1,000. Let's try to get him one here. But yeah, Colson Montgomery able to get a hit, so that's super good, especially with the runner on, or 2 runners on, and late in this game. Kind of excited. Not as big as a moment if we were tied like we were at the beginning. But, you know, you got to give the kid some flowers every now and then, even though he's not been doing so great. But we got to give him some confidence, as they call that a strike. Oh, as that barely touched the zone. Oh, unfortunate. As Brebbia will come in to try to save it with a runner on second. As they're sending him, but he's going to be able to make the play, and that's easy. Easy out as Colson Montgomery there at third base makes the tag. As Rendon he's just trying to get home, man. He doesn't even want to be here. This is just a job. This is 9 to 5. Oh, that's in reference to his comment about at the beginning of the year how, like, you know, kind of basically saying that he hates his job, which his job is playing baseball for a living and making millions of dollars. So, you know, take that how you want. But yeah, complaining about, you know, oh, you know, do you all like going to your job every day? You know, blah blah blah. It's a job for me. It's not that important. I mean, my family matters more and all that stuff. Which, oh, you know, all good and well. Your family should be your #1 priority, and I get that. But just like, as a fan of the Angels, are we gonna make the play? No, I didn't think so. But as a fan of the Angels, I would just have to be so disappointed in giving that man millions of dollars every single year for him to be like, yeah, I don't really care about coming in. I don't think he played at all last year, and if he did, I think it was like a few games. And then this year he starts off with horrendous slash lines. I don't think he got a hit in like 30 something at bats, and then he gets one and then goes hitless again for like the next 10. We're going to play the play at first just in case, and that'll be out number 3 as Brevia gets another save. Should be his 30th, if not higher, depending on how the simulations worked out for us. But yeah, Rendon's definitely a special individual. That's 31 for Brevia. Special individual, Rendon. I mean, he used to be, back in Nationals, he was a yearly all-star. He was an insane third baseman, and it's just, I don't know what overcame him in the last few years. I know injuries hampered him a lot in the recent years, but it's just like he came to LA and just it changed him, which I guess if I lived in that concrete jungle too, maybe I'll feel a little differently. But yeah, I don't know. And speaking of people that it sucks to see, that was at one time one of the best players in the league, and now it's just kind of like a shell of themselves. Javi Baez. I saw a video the other day on Twitter just talking about Javi Baez, how he was El Mago, like just the magician. Like, he was insane to watch. Just the things he strike out there on a fastball, 97, right above the zone. But we still are able to get the win here. He was a 2-run home. I thought it was a simulation mode, but he was two-run home run game, or 2-homer game. But yeah, Javi Baez, man, just like when he was on the Cubs, it was something to behold, just watching him, the way he played, just even the fielding. We weren't able to make the postseason in the AAA, predictable. We were not able to make the postseason with just above a 500 record in the AA. Unfortunate guy for us, but it is what it is. Not that big of a deal in terms of minor league systems. But yeah, Javi Baez, just the way he played the field and just the way you could just watch him play. Like, fielding is not a fun thing to watch necessarily, but the way he played it, like, you could ask most people that watched him during his prime, it was some of the most fun fielding moments, and especially for the stealing, like when he used to tag people out and just not even look and just drop his hand down and just tag him out and then point at the catcher. Just some of the most fun moments and stuff, man. It's really disappointing now to see him just being uncompetitive at the plate and then not that great at the defender. It's just like somehow he just forgot how to field. Oh, as they call us out there on this freaking check swing. But yeah, I don't know. There's been a couple plays where he's thrown it into the stands trying to throw it to first base, and it's just like, what happened to you, man? Yeah, so let me know in the comments. Yeah, comment down below what you all think. What your all's, maybe not favorite player, but player that you missed the most that used to be good. Maybe not even a retired player, someone that you missed, like that retired early or something like that. I would like to see your all's thoughts, because those are my two, or maybe not my two, but Javi Baez is definitely my number one on what could have been type of player. Yeah, that was, I kind of realized it at the last second that it was going to be a strike, and I just tried to get my bat head around. As the Angels sneak one away in Chicago this time. Probably just flew together on the same plane. No, we played a week apart. Always funny how they do that. It's the last game of the season. We have a moment. Andrew Benintendi in the top of the 8th. At 61 and 100. We have 100 losses this year. It's unfortunate. So he went right up the middle as they tag, and that'll be out number out number 3. I just had a hiccup. As they secured a winning season with that, dang. Wish we could have stopped them. They are our division rival. Would have been nice to ruin that for them. But with that, that is the end of the season. The Chicago White Sox had a miserable year at 61 and 101. Just not really good. Just not many months there that we really even had a good month. We look at March, or 100% March. Just kidding. But yeah, April bad, May's bad. We did have one month where we won like 10 out of like 12 games, which was May here, this first 2 weeks of May. But outside that, we had a miserable year, and we are just happy to get to the end of the season, as there's 2 teams that made it above the 500. I wasn't sure we would have anybody above 500 the way it was looking 3/4 of the way through the year. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and simulate to the postseason. With a miserable record, we don't make it, obviously. Let's taking a look here. You got Texas versus Toronto, Minnesota versus Boston, and Houston, Baltimore get a bye in the AL. And then the NL, you got Atlanta versus Arizona, Chicago Cubs versus St. Louis Cardinals, and then the Dodgers and Phillies get a bye. We're going to go ahead and simulate to the offseason, as the Phillies have won the World Series here. Let's go over this quickly. They played the Houston in the World Series. They won 4-2. Arizona again beats the Dodgers. Not in the wild. Were they in the wild card last year? No, they beat them in the LDS again. Dang. It sucks for my team, but you know I'm a White Sox guy in this playthrough, so yeah, don't care about that. Anything else crazy going on? Toronto beat Texas, the reigning champions. Boston beat them. Boston beat Baltimore. Yeah, a bunch of 3-0s and stuff on the left-hand side of the screen. But your Phillies are your 2024 World Series champions. As we're going to go ahead and simulate through. As our manager, thank goodness that our manager has ended. We kind of made the fake rule that the owner didn't want us to fire him, blah, 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 whatever. But thankfully, he was the worst manager in the league, I'm sure. And our third base coach has ended. So we're going to be able to sign 2 new guys there. As Brian Shaw will retire. He was, relief pitcher. He was in, like, I don't even know if he was in the MLB anymore. He will retire. Only team guy to retire this year, as nobody will be inducted into the Hall of Fame this year either. So let's go ahead and get the coaches out of the way. So a manager. Definitely need a manager. So again, we made the rule where we're going to have to average a B amongst our managers, and we are exactly at that. 2 Bs, 1 C, and 1 A, so that averages out to a B. So either we can go for an A on our manager and a C on our third base coach, or a B and B, or vice versa. We can go C and A. I think I want to try to go. Part of me wants to go to A on our manager just because they're your manager. You know, you want them to be your best, foot forward and whatnot. But at the same time, I feel like if I get 2 guys that are good, it might be worthwhile. As Tommy Battle doesn't look bad, like a B1. Durability only down by 1, which isn't the worst thing in the world. So, like, this guy's a B. -3 ceiling and -2 based on, walks per 9. Not great. So, yeah, I think we're going to give a contract to Alex Morales. 3 clutch, 2 power, 1 break, and 2 durability. Can't really beat that. Doesn't have any postseason accomplishments, per se. Doesn't even have an MLB record as a manager. That's interesting. See, he wants 6.2 million a year. That's just too much for us. JK, we're not doing him. We're gonna go with the B. I think we're gonna go with Tommy Battle here. Yes, 4.3 million, $72 million. He's also not got any postseason experience, not any manager experience, really. He wants 4.3 mil a year. I'm gonna go 4 years. He looks good enough, and we're gonna get 17.5, which is 4.4. We're gonna submit that for him, and then we're gonna take a look at our third base coach. And he needs to be a B. I guess he could be a C as well, but we really don't want to have him as a C. So then we're going to go with Rob Hatfield. 2+ speed, 1 blocking, 1 arm strength. And we do have -1 reaction, but I think that'll be okay. He's only 35. Doesn't have any manager history as well. He's going to be super, super cheap for us. So we're going to offer him 3 years, $3 million. We're going to submit those and see how those do. Let's take a look at our free agents here. Soroka. He's young. We still want to keep him around. He's a free agent this year. See if we can make him an offer. See what he wants. 5 years, 33.5 mil. He's looking for 6.7 million. He's going to be in the rotation, I do believe. At least for now. He might fall out of it, but we'll deal with that then. And I'm going to give him a player option just to get him up a little bit. And we'll give him that offer. And Brad Keller was a top performing player for us this year. Definitely want to keep him around for a few years. Probably just 3 years until his age 32 season. We'll offer him a little bit more. And he's just going to be depth right now, because I'm not sure if he'll be starting. But yeah, I liked him this year, so I want to give him that. Brevia, we will keep around as well, I think. For being that cheap, for sure. He wants to stay around. I'm going to give him 4 years. And keep him at 7 mil. And he's going to be our closer. I don't know. Should he be our closer? I'm just going to put bullpen right now. And we're going to see how that rides. Because we might sign a good closer later on. I don't think we're going to bring back Paul DeYoung. He's dropping in overall power, especially in the lefties. And we already have Colson Montgomery there, so I don't think we're going to bring him back. Chad Cool had a miserable year in the MLB, I think, or did he never made it up? I don't think he ever made it up. I thought he had a terrible year, but I could be wrong. I don't think we're gonna bring him back. He's 32. It's not worth it. Tim Hill, definitely not. Oh, yeah, 3.53. Might look to bring him back, because we're not gonna bring Maldonado back either. He's getting old. Overall, dropping not really too high on him. As we're gonna look to bring Tim Hill back though. Yeah, on a 2-year, 3.6. I don't mind that for sure. And we'll bring Dominic Leone back as well, just for some depth. Or at least we're gonna try to. We might not be able to sign them back, but we shall see. And Rob Hatfield has accepted our offer as a third base coach, and Tommy Battle did not. Why did Tommy Battle not select or choose to sign with us? What is that, Tommy? This is so funny. He is a +1, -1 speed, so you really only get plate discipline and -3 bunting. That's hilarious. I've never seen that before where they have plus minus of the same thing. That's funny. So I think we're going to sign Lyle Goldie here. 1+1 blocking, +1 stealing, +3 plate vision, which is an issue for a lot of players is plate vision. -2 Ks per 9. Not too upset about the -2 Ks per 9, and he's also relatively cheap as a 2.3. I think we're going to drop that just a hair because I don't know if he's going to get any offers. And we'll go ahead and go 4 years. We'll do 3 years. But yeah, I think he'll be all right. I think his benefits really kind of point to what we need. We'll see if he signs with us. Hopefully he doesn't get another offer. As we simulate to free agency number 1, as we need to select our 40-man roster so these guys don't get picked up in the Roll 5 draft. Yeah, we're definitely going to add Nastrini on here. We kept him around. We had a trade offer for him back in a few months ago, but we kept him around just so we could see how he develops. I want Kai Bush as well and Baldwin. Those two can come on to the roster, or the 40-man anyways. And then Kai Bush. We're definitely going to put Sprinkle on there as well. He's could be a good shortstop in a few years. Definitely a backup to Colson Montgomery for sure in maybe a year or 2 years time. That'd be nice to see. Then we have a couple more spots here. I don't think I'm gonna put Toussaint there just because he's 28 and only 63 overall. Not really much there, and I'm just gonna keep the 2 open spots in case we sign 2 guys in the offseason. Here's the list of players we're not gonna bring back. A lot of these guys are either 1 bad or 2 just like really old and just doesn't have a lot of time to develop, or at least I think, or 3. They're just going to cost way too much money for what they bring. I am trying to bring Sammy Peralta back. He's 26 years old, deep potential, not great, but I feel like we need at least, to fill some of the bottom tiers of our relief pitching, our bullpens down in the minors and stuff like that. So I feel like he'll fit there. The rest of them, I'm not really, too keen on bringing back. We have also renewed everybody that we could, and then everybody we couldn't, we offered arbitration or, contracts, or these 3 we have offered arbitration. I felt like, again, he's older. These guys are a little older, but we might still want them around. I mean, 68 overall is not bad. 64 isn't bad. 63 is kind of pushing it, but if we can get them for, $750,000, that's not a bad deal. So we're not going to take a look at free agency right now. I kind of wanted it to be a surprise. We've signed a few players for sure, so we'll see that towards the end of the video. But if we go to look at our calendar, you can see that we have the winter baseball meetings coming up. With that, we will have the draft, well, the lottery. In the lottery, we should be second, I think. I think we weren't the worst team in the league, but we were close. So we should have the second best odds to get the #1 pick, as Clay Holmes signs a 2-year deal with the Rockies. Interesting. As the Phillies want to offer us a trade. Taijuan Walker for Jacob Gonzalez. 32 years old. Didn't have a bad year last year. And we will be getting into the draft lottery. Like I said, we had the second. Oh no, we had the first best odds technically, but we were the second worst team in the league. And here we go. We're gonna simulate through it. Oh my god, this could be a make or break moment for us. I hope we don't fall any. If we get the #1 pick, I'll be so excited. As this takes forever for some reason. As we do get the second pick here. So we stayed the same. Everybody else stayed the same as well. The Rockies jumped 2 spots. The Athletics dropped 2 spots. So that's super exciting for us to see. Unfortunately for us, we weren't able to get the #1 pick. But, #2 is not bad. I mean, hopefully this, this draft class going into next year is loaded with talent. Or maybe just 2 guys. 2 guys that are really good. And everybody else can get some, crap guys. But yeah, second in the draft lottery for 2025 draft. super excited about that. Can't wait. As Shane Bieber signs a 3-year, $55 million deal with the Angels. Interesting. They've decided to spin, but not with Shohei Ohtani. They decided to spin with aging Shane Bieber. Interesting. Who actually just got hurt not too long ago. I don't believe we'll have a Rule 5 draft pick due to the fact that we signed a few players that were qualified for other teams. So, which I don't think we would have drafted anybody anyways. As the Rockies are looking to make a trade, Jared Kelly for Taglia, 26 years old, 71 overall, B potential. We do have 3 years of ARB left and another renewal year. He can play first base and left all out. So he's a switch hitter, 6'5", so he's a big guy. Look at his attributes. I mean, pretty level across the board. Hovered around that 60s. Fielding's not bad. Actually, that might be a deal we want to make. As Zach Bean is their, prospect of the future. So they don't really need to get Taglia, I guess. And they want Jared Kelly, who's a 23-year-old starting pitcher. Only a 3-pitch mix. Did we draft him? I don't remember if we drafted him. We're going to have to deny this one with our current roster. I don't think it's going to make much sense for us. As Lyle Goldie accepts our 3-year manager contract, as Max Fried also goes to the Angels. They got 2, aces. Well, I guess Max Fried is an ace with Spencer Strider as just the main guy down there. But still, not a bad guy, 31 years old. 87 overall, had a sub-4 ERA last year. As Juan Soto takes his talents to the Pittsburgh Pirates. And that is interesting. 5 years, $106 million, $21.2 million per year. And he's only 26 years old, so he'll be 31 years old when he gets off that. Tanner Scott, the closer, who's at 92 overall, chose not to sign him because we didn't feel like it was super realistic. Goes to Kansas City. As an arbitration team panel decides that Banks needs a higher salary. They decide with us, though, with Danny Mendick. And they sided with Toussaint. And he'll get a $1.4 million contract. As we don't have any guys to renew, so we'll keep it pushing. Offseason has come to end. So, with that, we will take a look at the guys we signed. So Gleyber Torres is the #1 signing for us. I deliberated back and forth about signing him. I wasn't too positive if we were going to make the choice to do so, but we ended up doing it and signing him to a $16.3 million deal per year for 8 years. He's 28 years old, so it'll be a 36 years old season. He's 89 overall. I mean, I wasn't going to do it just because it felt kind of not realistic. At the same time, it's like, if he's on the board and he's willing to accept it, like, wouldn't they do it? And for only $16.3 million a year, that's $1 million more than Benintendi. Which, again, real life contracts are a little different than here because never in a million years would. I don't think I could probably got Benintendi on less than $15 million a year, but no, it's a video game. That That's probably one thing they need to change is their interest and stuff. That's not as harsh as it probably should be. So hopefully they can look into changing that. Garrett Crochet is now our third best player, but he's still our best pitcher. We just chose to not sign any pitchers that were better than him. You know, for better or for worse, he's going to be our ace for the foreseeable future. And then Teoscar Hernandez, the next signing on the list. 32 years old, 83 overall. But I mean, look at the skill. If you just look at the skills that he has, I mean, it's exactly what we want. So with him being in left field, we're going to move Eloy Jimenez to DH. So he'll be our full-time DH for the foreseeable future. I mean, for this year, unless something crazy happens. And then our next signing is Jose Leclerc. Depending on how what you watch, you know, if you watch baseball, it's probably Leclerc, or Leclerc or whatever. But if you watch F1, it's pronounced differently. I don't know. Very confusing last name. But anywho, we signed him as our main closer, which we only have one closer, which is kind of funky. So we're gonna have to sign some guys, or at least promote some guys from relief pitcher to closer. And then our next signing is Danny Jansen, the catcher. Our catcher was a sore spot. We do have Cuero, who's going to be next up, but it's probably going to take him another year or two. We signed Danny Jansen to a 6-year deal with a team option for that 6th year. And we can also move him around. I mean, if he has a couple good years and Cuero's, you know, killing it, and we want to get Cuero playing time every day, then, you know, we can move him around the trade line, you know, in a few years. But I don't think Cuero's going to be super ready. He might make the MLB roster this year just because of lack of guys, but I kind of want to get him a lot of playing time, so I might just keep him in the AAA for now. And their next guy is Chris Martin. We needed some relief pitching. We didn't really have any good relief pitching last year. Our highest overall player wasn't it Mike Kopech? No, it was Barlow. Barlow was our highest rated relief pitcher. I just felt like we needed some more guys. I mean, Chris Martin, 81 overall, velocity 96 miles an hour, so he's gonna be able to run that fastball pretty high up there. Or 96, just not miles per hour, just skill. So we got him. He's a righty. He's a little old, but we only signed him for a 2-year deal for $9.4 million. So he'll age 40 season. He'll be his last year. And you got Andrew Schaffen. He was on the Detroit Tigers this year. I mean, good lefty out of the pen. Not really much else you can ask for. We signed him to a 4-year deal. But again, we can move these guys if we see fit, or if he starts to suck. It's only 4 years, $4 million a year. We could cut him if we needed to. And then our last signing of the 2025, sorry for clearing my throat so much. Our last signing of the 2025 offseason was Jack Flattery. So we did need another starting pitcher. I mean, we had Brad Keller, Soroka, Woodford. We brought all those guys back. I guess we could have had Thorpe up there, but I don't want to necessarily start him out as a starter in the majors. He's going to make the opening day roster for sure, but I didn't want to really start him out necessarily right away. I want to see what he can do in the bullpen. Hopefully get, you know, a few weeks under his belt, and if he does start doing good, move one of these guys, probably Woodford, to the bullpen as our long reliever. But so we needed another arm probably to start the season, and Jack Flattery was good. He's only 29 years old, which is young for a free agent. 77 overall, still has, you know, a potential, so he still has some room to develop for sure. He didn't have any quirks or anything like that, but he had a really good year last year, sub-4 ERA. So he was kind of what we were looking for. Not a super terribly fast pitcher or anything, but he has decent control and decent break. So I feel like he'll fit in good with us as our number 2 option out of the rotation. And then hopefully when Drew Thorpe comes up, he'll be our 5th pitcher, and we'll kind of move these guys around as we see fit. If one guy's performing well, then we'll keep him in and we'll move another guy to the pen. But we'll have 6 starters on our roster, and then we'll work around it that way. So with that, that was all of our offseason moves. Again, we got the 2nd overall draft pick, and I'm just super ecstatic about that. I'm excited to see what our draft class is going to look like. Hopefully we can get a good, I don't know, do we want an outfielder, do we want an infielder? Because I mean, if we look at Cuero, we have a good Cuero at catcher, we have a decent guy at second base with Jacob Gonzalez. Shortstop's going to be manned by Colson Montgomery for the foreseeable future. And then you have the corners. I mean, Andrew Vaughn can kind of fill it out, you know, at first base. He's all right, not great. And then you have Young Makata at third. He could be gone in a few years, so maybe we pick up a third base. Maybe we can get some guy that can play both at the corners and stuff. Maybe he can play the whole infield. Who knows? But hopefully we find a good guy. Last year was not very good. I mean, obviously we didn't sign our top 2 prospects, so we didn't get to see their development or anything like that. But it just didn't seem like the draft class was very strong. It was very top heavy. You had a couple good guys up at the top, and then outside that, it wasn't very good. So we're very hopeful for this year. But with that, that will do it for us in this video. I appreciate you all so much tuning in today. You know, could you all, if you all could just leave a like on the video, that helps out the channel. If you could comment what you all want to see, what you all, if you all want to see me stream a franchise series, I've talked about that before. That'd be, you know, that'd be fun to do. Maybe once or twice a week, do kind of a longer play, 2 hours, and just upload it to YouTube. Or if we want to see other stuff, other content, stuff like that, please leave a comment down below. Or if you just like the video, just let me know. I appreciate it. And then if you could subscribe as well, and if you want to be notified, turn on the notifications. Subscriptions help out immensely. It helps the algorithm out so much. So if you all could do that for me, I would greatly appreciate it. So that'll be the end of this video. It'll be the end of this season. We'll get into season 2 next time. So with that, I'll catch you all in the next one.